Okay, today we're going to be changing out a screen on an Acer 55341096. I'm going to start off by removing the battery. Set that off to the side. Next, we're going to need to take off the 4 screen screw hiders. And then we'll remove these screws. Next, we're going to separate the front bezel from the screen. You should be able to just run your finger across the top here, and as you can see, it easily snaps away. Down along the front of the screen here as well. There's these 2 covers that go over the hinges. You have to be careful when pulling that off not to apply too much pressure. Okay, so the best way to get these off is to simply pry a little or press a little bit against the main hinge here, and then they'll pull right out. Same thing on this side. A little pressure and it'll pop right out. Set that aside. Alright, so now you'll have your 4 retainer screws that hold in the screen. Remove them. Alright, that will free the screen from the backing. Just tilt that forward. Now there is a wire that comes here for the screen, or excuse me, for the webcam. So you'll want to be sure to just untape that from the back so that you're not putting any additional tension on that cable, like that. And you'll tilt it down. You'll see that the cable does run down the back of the screen. You'll also want to gently remove that. It's just taped on there. Just lay that to the back. Alright, and now you have your last piece to do here, which is the attachment for the ribbon cable at the bottom. You want to make sure you're very careful removing this ribbon cable, as they are delicate. Looks like it's being held on by a piece of tape as well, so we'll just remove that tape. Alright, and then you just simply push back on the clip to dislodge it. Now the screen is completely free from any cables or wiring. Remove the screen and set that to the side. And get out your newest screw. This screen does have a protective film over the front, so you can go ahead and lay that flat down on to the keyboard of the laptop. You'll want to simply attach or reattach the clip here, being careful to make sure that it is lined up properly. I left the tape on from the existing one so we can push that back down and re-fasten it into place. And then you'll move back up and align your webcam cable as well along the top as it was. Just like that. Alright, so once you have the ribbon cable attached and you have your webcam cable attached back to the back here, you'll want to bring up the back bezel and fit it back into the keepers there. And I would suggest, for the time being, to put one of the bezel screws back in so that it holds this back up while you attach the screen back in. You may want to put a second screw in to retain this side as well, because that way will give you a nice solid spot to attach the screen back onto. Alright, let's lift this into place. Position it in place. You may find that it's easier when putting in these small screws to use gravity to your advantage and lay the screen down like so. Then you will be able to drop in the screw and fasten it that way. And now the last screw on this side. Alright, now you can remove the two bezel screws that you put in earlier. And now you'll attach your bezel back on, starting with the hinges. Snap your bezel back into place. Reattach your bezel screws. And then finally the pads that go on top of the screws. Next you'll put the battery back in. Lock it. And verify that the installation was successful by turning it on. And there you have it.